Hello, I just wanted to share some thoughts about what I feel urged to do in this time while we are isolated. We may not be alone, but we're inside or going for walks. Our options have been limited, which is where I think sometimes when things are taken away, we have a chance to really put our imaginations to good use. And for me, being in the art world, having studied art my whole life, being creative is something that I long to do, that I'm feel the urge to do every day. And some of you may think you're not creative or artistic or imaginative, but those words aren't just applied to making pretty pictures. They can be applied to cooking, exercise, making music, making something 3D, creating something out of whatever it is you find in your home cardboard. And I just feel encouraged to share with you that as we perhaps have an enforced time of rest. Maybe it's not even restful for some of you, but maybe we need to take time to rest. And I don't think it was a coincidence that Gary and Anna both preached about resting in God and seeking the Holy Spirit and being still before the Lord. They preached about these things earlier in the year before we were fully aware of the coronavirus and what it would do to our communities. But so for me, as our Bible journaling house group and all other house groups have been cancelled, I've been just jotting down verses that inspire me and that I want to remember. So I don't know if I can turn this around, but I have a craft bag. I don't know if you can see that. No, in there. Where I've just gathered paper, scrap paper even, lots of variety of pens, even old newspapers, magazines that you can collage. And I've started writing down Bible verses that inspire me. Been a bit creative with that one. So for example, this one that we were doing in our last Bible study, which is Philippians 4:8, which I'm sure many of you are aware of. Fix your eyes continually on all that is authentic and real, beautiful and respectful, pure and holy, merciful and kind, and fasten your thoughts on every glorious work of God, praising him always. That's the Passion Translation. Sorry, Chris. But here are some thoughts. So there are 8 notes of what to focus your thoughts on, particularly in this time where some of us are just left with our thoughts, when a lot of our physical activities and possibilities restricted. So 8 things to focus on: truth, justice, purity, loveliness, things that are noble, good, virtuous, praiseworthy. Focus on these things. And the number 8 in the Bible, I'm not very knowledgeable about this stuff, but I've been looking at the significance of numbers biblically. And number 8 is the number for resurrection and regeneration and new beginnings. So I just think that's really powerful, that those 8 points that we need to focus our mind on as Christians, that I believe will resurrect some things that we've left, that need to be brought back into our lives perhaps. That will stir up new beginnings, new thoughts, new pathways in our mind, how we see our perspective. and just we narrow our focus on God, the Holy Spirit, and the things of God, those beautiful, lovely things. And I think for me, that's increasingly easy as we see the beautiful spring popping up all around us, and the flowers and the glory of the sun, S-U-N and S-O-N. But if we look to nature, if nothing else, I think it really shouts of the glory of God at this time. So I just want to encourage you to stay inspired, basically. There's so much to look at in nature and in this world, and even if that doesn't inspire you, maybe your home you don't find very inspiring, but maybe that's a chance to do some spring cleaning, some spring gardening. Dan and I are going through paperwork and trying to get some new filing cabinets and just declutter. I think it's a season to declutter, to perhaps purge of the things that we don't think are important or aren't necessary. And don't forget, it is still Lent, so we have that anticipation of the joy of Easter fast approaching. Those are just my thoughts. I don't know if that makes any sense, or I don't know if that's any interest to any of you, but I just thought I would share what's on my mind and say hello. I hope you're all well. Stay safe.